G'day, and we are live talking about an event that's coming up called Empower Your Connection. It's When's it happening? It's end of September, and one of the speakers at that event is my good friend Keith McKay from Steps for You, who does all sorts of emotional empowerment things. I'm pretty sure that he didn't do that when he left school. So, Keith, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to be doing what you're doing now.
Oh, well, hi, Ellen, and thank you for inviting me on it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the event at the end of September. Yeah, how did I get into doing what I'm doing? I've always been into personal development, but then I went on a retreat with a guy called Sanjay Shah, an emotional mastery retreat. Didn't understand a lot about it, but the effects were amazing. So what happened after the retreat? So not on the retreat, but what happened after the retreat was amazing, and it was definitely life-changing. I know people say that it's a bit of a cliche, but it was life-changing to the point where I needed to know more. Went back on the retreat, learned the second retreat, learned a lot more about things like firewalking and glass walking and things like that. And I got a passion for transforming people's lives through using things like firewalks and glass walks and arrow breaks and team building sort of games and exercises that we do. Basically challenging people to really discover who they really are. And then we've learnt about emotion and the energies attached to emotion. So then I've trained upon learning about how our emotions affect the energy that we've got. And that acts like a magnet, so it can attract things to you or push things away. So when you're at a low emotional state and a low energy, you're pushing things away from you. So everything becomes a struggle and hard work. And then, but if you're in a high emotional state, high energy, you attract things to you. So you can have two people doing exactly the same things. One attracts things and one pushes things away. And it's all to do with the emotional state and the energy that they've put. So what I like to do is help people discover how they can change their emotional state to a higher emotional state and a better emotional state and raise their energy up so they attract things and not push things away, and basically make life a lot simpler. And part of that is being accountable, is making them accountable for their own decisions and their own actions. And it's such a powerful thing to do. Yeah. So, and I just love helping people,
Excellent.
That's it.
That does make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't do this if I didn't love what I did and wasn't passionate about it, and seeing the transformation in people. So, yeah. So it's
so what's it like when you see that transformation?
What's it like for me to see the change in someone's face and you feel the energy from them change? That to me, at that point, then you go, yeah, this is why I do what I do. So, you can have a room full of people, but you just need to see one person change, and then that spreads to everyone then, but then the effect that one person has out in the real world, they affect everybody around them. So it's not just helping that one person.
Yeah.
It helps everybody around them. That energy spreads. So it's
yeah. Victor Meldrew comes to one of your events and that light bulb switches on.
Mm-hmm. That's going back in time.
People around him are going to notice a big difference. Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll definitely notice a big difference with him. Yeah, it's yeah, and that's what, and people say it's weird that, especially around the work environment, people say at work people are different around me, and I say after they've done one of our courses, they'll say people are different at work. I say, in what way? Well, they're not putting on me all the time anymore, or they're not sort of they're helping me with things, whereas before they wouldn't. And I said, is it them that's changed, or is it you that's changed? Because you're changed, you're taking responsibility and being accountable for your own actions. And because you're doing that, and you're in a high energy and a high emotional state, you're attracting them to come and help you. You're attracting people to support you, and they want to come on that journey with you. Whereas before, they might not have wanted to be around you, or they just wanted to dump on you. So it changes everything around. When you take responsibility and are accountable for your actions, everything around you changes. So, and the people around you don't necessarily change, but they change the way they are towards you, and that is magical.
Yeah, what comes up for me was what is it? Wayne Dyer says that you change the inside world,
Yeah,
and the outside world changes.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, and it's true. It is so true, and people don't necessarily understand that until it happens for them, and that's when they see the magic.
Yeah,
So yeah, and that's what I love. My mission is to help as many people as I can transform their lives. So when someone comes on our course, it's not about everyone in the room. It's about each individual person making a difference to that one person, and then that one person then
yeah,
makes a difference to all the people around them, and that spreads. And it can only be better for the world. And that's it.
yeah.
But I'm excited to learn more about what you're doing as well. Find a bit
What am
more.
I doing?
Yeah.
Well, as you know, I'm a dating and relationship coach known as the Love Engineer, and I'm also speaking at the very same event.
Yeah.
And I think between the two of us, there is a lot of synergy. So it twines together very, very well. However, there's also a lot of difference, which makes it extra special. So, like you, I came across personal development many, many years ago. And if I remember correctly, it was through a network marketing business that my parents got into that I wasn't interested in. And they were trying to get me to listen to these tapes and read the books. And looked at the books and thought, that's schoolwork. I'm not interested in that. I've left school. I don't need to do any of that anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, kind of come to a bit of a compromise where I'd listen to some of the tapes if they've got them on at home or in the car. And I didn't actually tell them at the time, but they were actually quite good. And then a few years later, yeah, and that because I actually started noticing these little changes within me going on. And a few years later, I started reading books as well when I was going through a very, very difficult time. Ran away to Australia, trying to get away from all of these problems, and then found that they were there too, because I took me, myself, and I with me. And so I thought, well, maybe one or two of those books might be interesting. So read lots and lots of books, and then came home from Australia, got married to someone who had a few narcissistic tendencies, you might say, and then had a couple of kids, got divorced, and then my world crashed down, and it's like, I really need to rebuild this stuff. I need to understand women. I need to understand myself. I need to understand relationships and make this stuff work. So that sent me on a journey which took nearly 10 years or so at least of learning and growth. And then as part of that, I did coaching courses, NLP, kinesiology, and found that I enjoyed that kind of thing so much more than fixing motor vehicles, even though I'm still not necessarily diagnosing, but investigating challenges and getting to the root cause of a situation. And as you mentioned earlier, those light bulb moments when your client, that switch goes inside and they fully got it.
Yeah.
That's so much more rewarding than inspecting a truck that you've got to inspect again in 6 weeks' time, and there's not going to be a lot of difference.
Yeah, that's it. But I think, we both use kinesiology in what we do. I think there is a lot of crossovers, like you say, and there's a lot of differences. And I think that's, like you said, that's what makes it so powerful, because we use very similar tools, but we do different things. And I think, it's going to be amazing to help people like that. So I'm really excited about that. Because what I do mostly is work with companies and in the corporate team building and working with the energy around the staff there. This is exciting because we're working with individuals, not with a company. So this is it's what I love. Obviously we're going to be doing the one-to-one coaching as well.
Yeah, in the corporate space, through various different jobs, what I noticed with a lot of the colleagues, they were only there for the paycheck. If they got told they had to do some kind of training course, they would do it very, very reluctantly. And
Yeah.
even then, a bare minimum. Do you find that kind of thing with your courses, or?
What we find is people are skeptical when they come on the course. So they'll come on, if we're doing a team building event, or whether that's a training course, working around people's emotions, or they're skeptical. But once they understand what we're doing, we're aligning their values with the company values. And then we're helping them emotionally on a one-to-one basis, even though it's a corporate event for the company benefits. So from the company's point of view, people don't want to leave the company because they realize actually this is a company that care about us. They're training us on helping with our emotional states and energy. So people become more productive. They don't want to leave the company, so retention rate's better. Productivity goes up. The companies make more profit. And actually what they found is people want to come and work for that company because they've heard what a great place it is. So it's a win-win for everyone, so the companies benefit, the staff benefits, and it's just a lot of fun. But it doesn't happen overnight. We do a 1 or 2 day workshop, and then that's then spread or broken down to a 12-month workshop where we're working with people on a one-to-one basis, on a more regular basis with them to help them really understand their emotions. And it's just such a powerful thing, but it can transform not just the people in the company, but the companies themselves into just a much better place to work, more profitable. So the feedback's really good from companies. But at first, people are skeptical because they don't know what they're in for. And that's what I love about it. When they see us, suddenly we're going to do an arrow break or a glass walk, or we do some of the team building exercises we do, a trust fall from like 4 or 5 foot up rather than just off a chair. It's it's great. It's challenging, but we always make sure that the sort of HR directors, the board members, or the owners of the companies are all part of this, and they're all equal on that course. So everyone's equal. They're not the boss, and everyone's equal and treated the same, and that's great.
Sure. So you don't make the boss go first.
Usually, yeah. But he's the same as everybody else. He gets treated the same. Well, actually, that's probably a lie. We treat him, we push him a little bit further than everybody else, probably. Yeah, but everyone's equal on the course. We expect the same out of everyone, and everyone will bond on them courses because it is a course of self-discovery, and everyone's going to discover things about themselves that they didn't know. And the true leaders, working with emotions, you soon find out who the natural leaders are, and it's quite not often the people you would suspect. People just come out themselves once they start getting in touch with their own emotions. So that's why I love working with emotions.
When I did the master coach training, the personality profile stuff they talked about was the DISC system, which was actually set up in the army as a system to try and work out who were going to be the best leaders. And what they found was it was really, really surprising because they were expecting the ones that would bark at all the orders and get in your face and shout at people, and the ones that were determined to do it their way and that's it. They weren't the best.
No.
The best ones were the ones that were slightly more reserved but more interested in the people, because they wouldn't act out in an instant. They would say, okay, if I take this line of approach, how am I going to bring my people back? Whereas the others are more shoot first, aim later.
Yeah.
And then they didn't bring their people back.
Yeah. So it is fascinating to watch people, because a lot of people don't know what they're capable of themselves, and once you explore that with them and get them to discover it, that's magical. You just see I can do this, I can achieve anything, and that's why we love doing the things like the firewalks, the glass walks, the arrow breaks, because it's a very, very quick way for people to understand and realize what they can achieve, and once they believe in themselves, anything's possible, so it's
because I've done some firewalks myself, and the first one I did, throughout the whole day's preparation, I'm thinking, can I really do this? Can I really go through with it? Can I not burn my feet? And all those kind of things. And at the end of that, after I'd done it, it's like, well, is that it?
Mhm.
Can I do it like twice as long next time?
Yeah.
I actually want to challenge myself.
Yeah,
And
people
then
always
with
say,
glass
"Oh,
walks and
I didn't
stuff, it's
burn
the same.
myself." Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Oh, we've lost you.
Yeah, you're not supposed to burn yourself.
Oh,
Are
we
we
lost
still
you then.
here? Are you back?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right.
I lost you
It's
as well.
people
So
often realise how easy it is when they do any of these things, and they go, "Oh, well, that was easy." Well, yeah, that's the whole point, to show you that your thought
yeah,
process has created this story and made all these things in your life hard. And what we're showing you is actually, if you change your thought process and change your emotional state and your energy, things are easy. So,
yeah,
you know, you like you said, you do the firewalk and you did it. And it's like, was that it? Well, yeah. What are you expecting?
yeah. Something else that you mentioned with the corporate side is you have a 2-day intensive workshop and then continue working with them for 12 months afterwards. And
Yeah. Mhm.
I think that is one of the key things to getting lasting change. Because yes, you can change your thoughts and feelings and belief in the moment of the seminar, but by Wednesday,
Yeah.
when you're back to reality, unless you've got someone else working with you, making sure that those changes, those new beliefs stay in place and continue to take action on them, I would think the efforts of that training day would be a lot more limited. And it appears Keith is frozen again.
Are you there? Oh, don't you love live
I'm here.
streams?
I do indeed.
You're back. Right, you're back now. I can see you. I can hear you. I don't know where you got up
Joys of
to,
modern
but
technology.
yeah.
Yeah, so
We
what
need to do
was the
this
last
face to
thing you
face
heard?
next time. Last thing, on corporate events, the 12-month
Okay.
program after that.
Yeah, I was
And then I
saying
lost you.
that I was saying that the spaced repetition and having someone working with you and making sure that those changes that you said you want to do and following through on those commitments must be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it is.
Because
It is.
the
Without
number of
that follow up.
events, the number of events I've been to, and then by Wednesday, reality or what was normal life has clicked back in, and it's same shite, different day.
Yeah, that's it. And the thing is, you're always going to get the same shite coming up. It's how you respond to that that makes a difference.
Yeah,
You know, and I quite often say, when we're doing the workshops, we show people how their energy levels go above this line. It's like a glass ceiling, and once you break through that glass ceiling, you're still having these ups and downs, but they're higher. So you're getting, your down days aren't as bad, and your good days are even better. And you carry on doing the work over 12 months. It's massive, the change in your life.
yeah,
But you do need to keep doing it, and you need to do it with someone to really make that difference. So, and that's why I set up Steps for You, because Steps for You, we teach people the little steps they need to do every single day to improve their life. So it's not like, right, we're done, go away. We give people the little tools and steps to go forward and improve their life. So
yeah,
hence the name Steps for You.
yeah. Because we don't create an instant new habit overnight. It takes at least 21
No.
days, and some people say even 6 months.
Yeah. That's it. So it's important to do regular stuff. I think that's why we said after this workshop we're doing, we're going to offer some people for coaching sessions with either yourself or me. Yeah, well, everyone. Yeah. So as part of it, they're going to get the coaching sessions, and then it's up to them if they want to carry on doing more. So
yeah,
most people
and
do.
Those coaching sessions are included in the price, so there's no extra.
Yeah.
We just pay for the day. That's it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to think of how I can simplify a lot of what I do to actually share it on a live stream without any fancy slides or whiteboards or anything like that. So I come up with a bit of a 6-step program kind of thing,
Right.
or
I've got my pen. I'm going to take notes.
6 steps along the way. And the first one is about changing a formula, because when you look at maths, if you have 3 times 9, you're going to come up with the same answer every time, unless you change something in that formula. Change it to any number other than 9 and leave 3 as a consistent, you'll get a different number. Change the multiply to an add, you get a different outcome. So what I find is most of my clients, before they start working with me, have a formula of event plus autopilot program equals outcome.
Yeah.
With a lot of BSE mixed in there, which stands for blame something else. And then
or someone else.
What we do is change that formula to event plus conscious response equals outcome. So you're actually taking personal responsibility for how you respond. And then there's a section called change your suit. So if you imagine in the Superman movies, he pulls out, rips his shirt open, and there's that suit beneath with the S on it. And a lot of people have the same thing. It could be super confident, super stressed. And then there are some that have the super victim mentality.
Yeah.
When they are blaming something else. Change that equation, take personal responsibility for it, and change the outcome. As part of that, you have to change that suit underneath, which is where those ongoing coaching sessions will have that massive impact. And then we look at the way we think, because so much of our thoughts and feelings are in the unconscious mind. So we bring that into the conscious awareness and stop the stinking thinking. But sometimes life comes along and gives you a nasty curveball, and you're just not quite ready to make that change. Sometimes you need to take a bit longer to process those emotions, and you want to wallow in them for a little bit. So it's okay to be a bit of a pig wallowing in the mess for a short space of time. But then you've got to change that suit and get over it. Because let's face it, pigs don't fly. And then another thing to do is have regular 69s. Now, I'm not talking about the Chinese takeaway or anything other meanings to those numbers. But when you look at the number 69, 6 and 9 are opposites. If we were sat the other side of the table, I drew a 6, and you look at it and say, what number is that? It's a 9. Turn it around. Look at it from the other person's perspective. And there are more than 2 perspectives to look at everything. And then there's that Latin saying, carpe diem, seize the day. In other words, live for today and prepare for tomorrow. And the final step is forget that que sera, because as it says in that song, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Well, hang on a minute. When we take consistent action towards a dream or a goal, that dream or goal is more likely to happen. So we can see the future. Yeah, life throws curveballs at us. Not. But then when you know how to take that personal responsibility and change the outcome, it's not a problem.
So I missed that because you disappeared. But
oh, lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it'll be there on the replay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, but you're right. Taking responsibility and being accountable for your actions are key in what we both do. and not being a victim, like you said. So I think I think this is where we have this magical crossover between what we both do.
Yeah.
In very similar ways in some respects, and in other ways quite different. So it's fascinating. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so question for the people watching this. This event we're talking about is on the 30th of September. It's a face-to-face event in the middle of the UK. So what I would like to know from you is, if we were to put on a introductory masterclass for this event online that is free, who would want to attend? If you would put a comment down and say master event or something like that, then if we get a few people that are looking for it, then we'll put it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes it's a great introduction to give you a taste of what we're doing, and give you a better understanding. When you arrive on the day, you're gonna know what's going on. Well, you won't actually, to be honest, but it'll give you sort of an idea of what you're going to be up for. Because we're not going to tell you everything we're going to be doing, and it's going to be quite exciting. So we're not doing a firework though. Just so everyone's clear on that, we won't be doing a firework on this one. Maybe on the future one we will be, but not on this one. I would love to. If you want to, let me know. It will cost a bit more money, but let me know. But I don't think we'll be doing it on this one. Yeah.
No.
But on future ones, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I must say I am intrigued by Glass Walk, although at the same time there is that very fearful story in my head saying, well, what if you cut your feet and all this kind of thing. So I get that with a fire walk, it's about self-belief and confidence, and if I can do that, I can do anything. What is the purpose of a glass walk? Why would you do that? It seems nuts.
Glass walk is to teach you how being present and being in the moment is so powerful. So we'll teach about, when you're doing a glass walk, it's completely different to a fire walk. So a glass walk, you are focused on what you're doing, but it teaches you, if it doesn't feel right, so you got to be connected with your emotions, connected with your feelings, your energy. So when you're walking on the glass, if it doesn't feel right, you lift your foot up and you reposition it. And the lesson is the same thing in life. If it doesn't feel right, just take a little step back and reposition yourself. Go in a slightly different direction. Take a different, make a different decision. And it's all about being present and aware of what your body's telling you to do, because your body knows what's right. Your mind, you have thousands of thoughts going on in your mind. You have no control over these thoughts coming and going. What you can do, though, is react to what is how you react to the thoughts. And that's what the glass walk teaches you. It teaches you to just be present and listen to your body and make decisions from that place. The hour break is going to teach you about commitment. How if you sit on the fence and don't commit to something, it's painful and you don't achieve anything and nothing happens. Whereas an hour break, you commit to it, it doesn't hurt, there's no pain, and that's the same thing in life. If you commit to something, life becomes a lot easier, so everything we do has a connection to your real life situation.
Beautiful. As what came up for me then is the old saying of a thought train, because that thought train continuously goes around in your head.
Yeah.
And each train has a different destination, but you don't have to get on to every single train.
No.
You only get on to the ones that are taking you where you want to go.
Yeah, that's it. But people don't. People try and jump on every train because they're scared of missing out on something, or they're not sure which one to do or which journey they're going to go on. So what we're hoping to do on our workshop is give people clarity about where they're going, what they want to do, what they want. Down again to circle the deck. There you go. So we're hoping to give people clarity on their direction in life and be clear
and we appear to have lost Keith for a minute or two again. So when it comes to clarity, there's an old saying that
Are you there, Alan?
if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else.
Yeah, that's it. So, and that's what people do in life. They jump on that train, they go the wrong direction or the wrong place, or get off at the wrong stop, or they go where it feels comfortable to go, or they've got the habit of just existing rather than living. So we are going to show people how they're going to live in their life. And that's through in their relationships with partners, with themselves, especially that it's discovering that relationship with themselves. But it can be relationships with money, with work, with life, with your job, with anything. So it's that relationship with anything really that we're going to help people and show people to have an amazing relationship, because you've got to have that balance between health, wealth, and relationships.
Yeah.
And that's what we're hoping.
Yeah, I remember Jeff Letts saying, I know a lot of men who are financially wealthy, but the marriage is a mess. Where's the success in that? And he says, I also know a lot of people who are financially broke and can't feed their families, but their spiritual life is amazing. Where's the success in that? It's all about the balance between different areas of life.
Yeah, it is. It's, I mean, I did a firewalk event on Sunday, this Sunday, just gone in down in Dorset. Amazing place. It's Oshalia. It's like a communal place. There's around about 100 people taking part in the firewalk. But that was all about people were there to rediscover themselves and get that balance back. So there's people that were out of work, there's people who are retired, there's young people, there's CEOs of companies, there's business owners, there's massive range of people, there's millionaires there, but they were all there to discover themselves and have a balanced life. And it was great to work with them people and help them, you know. And it's just a magical event, really good. So hopefully that's the effect we're going to have on people on the 30th.
Yeah. What I find is a lot of people also are on somebody else's path, where as a child they were taught, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, buy a house, get married, have kids, and that's not even what they want to do.
No, it's what they've been. Society have trained us. Yeah, it's a program, and it's society's put these programs in place, and to some respect, it stops us thinking for ourselves. You know, it stops us actually going with our natural instinct and our emotion. You know, it's like, what will people think if I do that? A lot of it's about approval, so we don't achieve things because we want approval from other people. You know, other people can't give you approval. You've got to approve of yourself and give yourself approval, and then you'll achieve amazing things. You know, but that's what we're going to cover on the workshop, all about emotions and the energy attached to emotions and why we act the way we do and what we're going to achieve by understanding that. So excited.
A lot of indigenous tribes, are actually taught to develop the heart brain before the mind brain, whereas what we do over here is develop that and forget about that, and we wonder why we don't feel good. So let's get it reversed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the heart gives off an energy, and that energy affects everything around us, you know, but it also affects us inside. So if we can get that
absolutely
sort of, emotional state right, then it cures illnesses, it stops stress, it overcomes anxiety. It's so many things just by changing your thought patterns and getting that good relationship with yourself and understanding that you are perfect as you are, and just accepting that, and just then loving yourself and having that connection with yourself makes such a difference. So
it's about being perfect with all your imperfections.
Nature didn't design anything to be perfect in what we perceive to be perfection. Everything is perfect in its own form, including us, you know.
Absolutely.
We are beautiful people.
And on
We
that
are
note,
lovely. Are we done? God, that was quick.
I think we've covered most things. And as I mentioned earlier, if you'd like us to do a little masterclass insight into what's happening on the big day, then drop a comment down below saying masterclass, and we'll make it happen. Catch you later.
Don't forget, book your seats, get your places booked. There is limited places, so let's get you booked on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Cool. Those of you that want the early bird ticket, there will be a link in the streams down below on whichever platform you're watching this on. And the early bird tickets have got another week or so, I believe, maybe 2 at the most. And then the prices are going up. So get in while you can.
Cool.
And on that note, we will catch you later.
All right. Thanks a lot.